Okay, today I'm going to be going over the Avid Elixer 3 hydraulic disc brakes. I went with the 3 because I got an incredible deal on these, and they provide most of the adjustments that I need. These feature right here a 160mm rotor. They do have Avid's patented caliper positioning system, which is basically just a bunch of conical washers that allow you to turn and flex the caliper body itself when you're mounting it to hopefully center it over the rotor for no rubbing, and that way you can make a drag-free setup in the end. Pretty lightweight at around 400 grams for the entire set, including the lever, the hose, hardware, and rotor. And these brakes generally retail for about 130 to 150 if I'm correct. But I actually got these for about $75 a piece, so I got an incredible buy on these. The Avid Elixir 3 levers, and all the Elixir levers, are a very streamlined design, as you can see. The Elixir 3s do have the split perch so that you can completely unbolt the faceplate, so that way you can swap levers or change the levers, service them, do whatever you need to without having to remove your grip shift or trigger shifters and your grips, which if you don't have lock-ons, that is a very nice feature to have the split perch. That way you don't have to fight with getting your grips. Now if you have lock-ons like I do, that's not that big of a deal, but for those of you who have to fight with grips just simply to switch out a brake lever or a shifter, you know what I'm talking about. This does have a lever adjustment. You have to reach inside here and you'll see a Allen head bolt, and that just changes your lever reach. And basically, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that, as you pull it back, it basically sets the distance from your lever to your grip at what point the brakes engage. Now, it doesn't change the power or function of the brakes in any way, shape, or form. It's just basically an ergonomic adjustment. If you prefer it to engage far out, you can set it that way. If you want to engage closer to the grip, you can as well. These brakes have fantastic modulation, and on this 5-inch travel bike, they have plenty of power with 160mm rotors. And if you feel the need to go up in rotor size, remember, don't do it in the rear. Keep that 160mm rotor in the rear, unless you're riding a downhill bike, a free ride bike, or a long travel 29er. Keep the 160mm rotor in the rear. That helps to prevent skidding, because if you get too large of a rotor in the rear, you'll overwhelm the tire. Because you got to remember, that tire is your only contact point, and your brakes can only be as powerful as much traction as your rear tire has, or your front tire for that case. If you do need to get more power, 2 suggestions. You can go to a larger rotor size, like say 180mm works great for a trail bike. 203mm, that's pretty much only if you need to go up to, say, if you're riding a 6-inch travel or higher bike. Because if you're trying to put the large rotors on a shorter travel bike, there is no need, because you're probably not exceeding the speeds needed to overwhelm this. You can also go to bigger, better pads with sintered metallic. These come with a semi-metallic. But just want to let you know, this is the Avid Elixir 3s. If you have any questions, comments, leave it in the section below.